We got a lot of activity going on with the sun right now. Whether it's a bunch of M-class solar flares or a massive coronal hole that's probably facing us by the time you're watching this. There's a lot of things going on right now, and activity is truly intense. I'm also wrapping up my Schumann Resonance mini course with the last video coming out today. So we have a lot of things to get into. I hope everybody's doing well. Joe Sky here, back at it again with another Schumann Resonance update. Let's kick off with the Italian Schumann Resonance. Hopefully everyone can see this very well. We got some red lines. Now, if you didn't know, for the past 7 days or so, we've been having some weird activity. And if you've been watching my last videos, we've talked about the Ray Atlas, we've talked about the massive earthquake activity in America, we've talked about earthquake activity around the world, we've talked about the Ray Atlas, we've talked about many, many things. Right now, the Italian Schumann resonance is the calmest it's been, but of course, massive red line spikes still, you know, that's still active. This chart is definitely showing quite interesting things right here. This could be a sign of some anomalies. Very odd activity we've been noticing on the Italian Schumann resonance, but it's been very active. But for now, things have cooled down just a bit. Okay, weird activity yet again. This chart has been really weird. Let's zoom this one in. Look at this. Right, look at these weird lines, right? Like all of a sudden you got regular activity, then you got these massive spikes here. So things are very weird at all these weird stations. There's just so much weird activity. Schumann resonance is high. Let me refresh this one more time. All right, so here we go. So we definitely got some activity. Now I talked about this. This was maybe about a power 20 at most, if I'm not mistaken. This big, massive, white energy. It's November 30 right now, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem to give me the up-to-date information here. But we're finally getting some normal integration as of now. Normal integration energy in here, so there could be some big energy getting pushed in throughout the day or whatnot. As of recently, this is the most oddest activity from hour 1 to hour 8. Looks pretty odd. Normally we get vertical spikes, as you can see with the previous days. This one was just more on the wide side. And then of course just a massive push in the middle. And again, around that harmonic frequency of 14.07. Again, that's not 14.07, but it's around 14. We've been just getting that really hit, that baseline push here. So very interesting, something to definitely pay attention to because it's very, very odd. But by all means, very active, intense energy here. Solar activity at Space Weather Live, we have a KP4 on the index. Solar winds still high, been high for a week straight. Magnetometers dipped down all the way down to a K6. Everything else has been fine. As you can see, 4294, this is one active sunspot. A very, very active one. Let's take a look at the sun real quick. My favorite image, 193A, 2025, 1130. As you can see towards the bottom right, those are some old those are sunspot regions. On the left, that's release. That's where that M classes are coming from. That one sunspot region all the way to the bottom left. You can see that one really active region, that bright spot. That's where the releases are. Then of course we have these big lines carving through the sun. Some of the most oddest activity out there. It looks very weird. They look like tears and cuts. These will be releasing a lot of plasma and activity. Massive coronal hole here, which kind of looks like a crab or something. I don't even know. But yeah, by all means, that's pretty massive coronal hole right there. And that sucker will be facing us. Maybe when you're watching this, at least some of it will. But throughout the 30th and December 1st, it's gonna get intense. I'm not surprised to see geomagnetic activity, a geomagnetic storm even. And many people will probably be feeling this. So let's get an idea of what's going on with this sunspot 4294. So we take a look at this, and if you didn't know, in the last 24 hours alone, we've had roughly 5 M classes. Um, Really insane here. 24-hour max, a 2.9, and almost an M6. That's insane. Very respectable, if you ask me. So flares, as you can see on the bottom left, massive releases. That is a huge active sunspot region here. (4294) actually is growing larger, and it's still on the far left. In my opinion, it already has a strong chance of having an X class, and we could definitely get some X classes from this region within 72 hours. I wouldn't be surprised. It already has a strong chance of having an X class, and honestly, with how active it is and how much larger it's growing, how fast it is, this is definitely one to definitely keep an eye on. And I'm sure there's a lot more sunspots coming in because let's take a look at the coronal holes themselves. And one of the things I'm noticing is, yes, look at all this release. Look at all these massive CMEs here. Insane. Massive, massive, constant pushing right here. And, this image shows that sunspot region. It shows to the bottom left that release. And and all the way to the far left, you could definitely tell. And I bet you it's a massive bright region. And again, you can just see there's so much on the left, so much push. And we took a look at here. Look at the left side. It's insane. So for a fact, we have a lot of sunspots coming in and a lot of activity coming. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I think there may be, looking at this map, you can definitely tell on the top left, sort of top left, um, a release. So there might be a lot of sunspots coming in that might be incredibly active this time. So let me know what you guys think, because this is gonna get crazy. I really think the first 10 days of December, um, whether it's weather, whether it's solar weather, whatever it is, we have a Stargate portal. Be sure to check out my December energy forecast. It's massive, massive forecast. It's gonna get pretty wild. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe. God bless. Take care of yourselves. And this is definitely a time to chill a little bit. Thank you all so much. Thank you.